Stop expecting swine to support something sacred. Let me get a little closer. Stop expecting swine to support something sacred. Do you hear me? How many times will I have to say that? Because we do it and then we get upset, right? Then we shouldn't be getting upset. So let me say this with love, but also with clarity. Come a little closer again. Stop being upset that they don't support your calling. Stop being shocked that they didn't celebrate your obedience. Okay? Stop being confused that they couldn't clap for your consecration. Because guess what? They didn't get it because they weren't supposed to. You weren't out here carrying sacred vision and expecting swine-level people to validate it. God gave you a pearl, and you want pigs to praise it. Baby, they can't even recognize what's holy. Okay? Comment down below if you shared something God gave you. All right? Let's do a recap of part 1. Matthew 7:6 says what? Give not that which is holy unto the dogs, neither cast ye your pearls, what? Before swine. Don't do that. And we do it and get upset. Don't do that. Last time we broke that down, right? Remember? Your pearls. What are your pearls? Your pearls are your purpose, your promise, right? Your private word from God. So private, so private. Your swine of those who don't value what God is doing in you. They don't value it. And when you cast your calling into the wrong hands, they won't nurture it. They will trample it. They will. But now we're going deeper. Let me get comfortable here. Because some of y'all didn't just share your vision. You expected them to support it. Comment down below if that's you. You expected them to support it and now you're discouraged because they never showed up. Is that you? Just say ouch and amen and comment down below. Then the misplaced expectation. Why are you disappointed? Let me tell you why you're tired. You're exhausted because you expected spiritual support from people who don't have a prayer life. You're looking for a cheer squad, but all they know how to do is what? They just know how to chatter. You wanted them to pray for you, but they can barely stay spiritually awake for themselves. What are you doing? You gave them front row seats to your transformation. You did it. And now, look who's hurt. You're hurt because they left during intermission. See ya. But baby, let me tell you, that stage wasn't built for them to sit on. It was built for you to stand on. Write that down. Comment down below. It wasn't built for them to sit on. It was built for you to stand on. And they're not your enemy. They're not. They're just not your assignment. Don't look at them as your enemies. They're just not your assignment. Can I free you for a second? Come a little closer. They're not your enemy. They're not your haters. They're just not your spiritual assignment. Got it? Stop confusing spiritual misalignment with sabotage. Not everyone who doesn't get your calling is against it. I must say that some people are just not equipped to carry the weight of what you are becoming. That's all. Comment, like, subscribe. God didn't ask you to convince them. He didn't need your help. He asked you to obey him. Right? Yes, it's not their job to believe in what God told you. It isn't. It's not their job to believe in what God told you. Hear me on this. Okay? They don't have to believe it for it to be real. Have you thought about that? They don't have to believe it. They don't have to co-sign it for God to complete it. God doesn't need a co-signer. When was the last time you knew he needed a co-signer? You're discouraged because you needed their belief more than you trusted God's voice. Yes, but their belief is optional. Your obedience is not. Their belief is optional. Your obedience is not. God whispered that promise to you, not to your mama, not to your group chat, not to your coworker, you. So why do you expect them to move like they heard it too? Think about that. Pause for a second and think about that. Because this is serious. You don't need new instructions. You need a new circle. Have you thought about that? Some of y'all are asking God to repeat himself over and over, to repeat himself. But he already spoke. You heard him the first time. You don't need a new word. You need a new circle. You don't need a new word. You need a new circle. Your frustration didn't come from confusion. It came from contamination. Let me say that again. Your frustration didn't come from confusion. It came from contamination. You leaked your purpose into a space that couldn't sustain it. You poured oil into broken bottles, and now you're wondering why nothing's flowing. Drop a comment. Don't forget, drop a comment. This isn't about the promise being wrong. It's about the environment being too small. It's about the environment being too small. Let go of the need for validation. You don't need to be validated. Let this be your healing moment right now. Right here, right now. Let go. Let go, I'm going to say it again, of needing their validation. Of needing their what? Applause. Of needing them to get it. You don't need them to get it. You don't need to convince people who were never meant to walk where you're going. Let me say that again. You don't need to convince people, okay, to walk where you're going. You don't. They're swine. And that is an insult. It is not an insult. It's an identification. It means they don't have the capacity for what's consecrated. That's all. Good people. Could be really good people. You have to learn to be okay being misunderstood when you're walking in something sacred. So sacred. Yes, because you weren't called to be understood. I think that's the problem. We think we're called to be understood, but we're not. You were called to be obedient. We were called to be obedient. Okay? Let me fix my hair. Yes. So, sacred things don't need swine support. Did I say that? Again, sacred things don't need swine support. Stop expecting swine to support something sacred. Stop waiting for unbelievers to affirm your belief. Okay? Stop begging for backup on a blessing they were never meant to carry. You were meant to carry it, not them. God didn't give you a group project. He gave you a personal promise. Right? A personal promise. Isn't that special? A personal promise. And he's going to bring it to pass with or without their support, baby. Yes. So, come a little closer. Pick your pearl back up. Dust it off. Protect it. Pray over it. And next time, don't cast it. Carry it. Okay? Carry it. Comment down below if I touch someone. Like, share, and subscribe. Stay faithful, stay blessed, and stay true. And thank you for tuning in. Love you.